So up next, the Dutch darting teenage sensation Michael van Gerwen, only 19 years of age, and he almost beat Phil Taylor in round 1 12 months ago.
You never want to lose first round, and this year I don't want to lose the first round again. So this year I want to win the tournament and nothing else. So that's why I'm going for.
It feels good to be here. I was in the World Championships a few years ago, a couple times, and been out of it a couple of years. And I'm excited to be here.
If I just hit my doubles, my scores, I will hit them, but then I will win. I know that. He's not a guy from 140, 180, 100. He's more a guy like 85, 60, 100, 140. He's not that big scorer, so if I hit my doubles, I'm going to win.
No, I don't really study anybody's game, to be honest with you. I've got to pay more attention to mine than anybody else's. But I know he's a quality player, and I know he's a real good player, so I know I got my work cut out for me.
When I was a child from 11, 12 years old, it was my dream to win a big tournament like this. And I know I can win this tournament, but I need to play well. Without playing well, you cannot win any tournament.
Our MC is John McDonald.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the action where we are live at the Alexandra Palace, the home of the Ladbrokes.com, the World Darts Championships. Brought to you by the PDC. We're live on Sky Sports. Time now to meet our players, and all the way from the USA, it's Big Daddy Darin. Yeah! And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Netherlands, the Green Machine, mighty Michael Gerwen.
Well, he's on form. Michael van Gerwen is a joy to watch. Famously missed double 12 to defeat Phil Taylor last year. He's now in the world's top 32. Remember, he's still only 19 years of age, up against America's #1 player who finished top of the US Order of Merit. He's a big man, isn't he? Darin Young. Your commentators, John Gwynn and Dave Lanning.
Michael van Gerwen will play this game at his own pace, and that pace will be whirlwind. Darin Young is a much more solid customer and will play at a much slower pace, so you have a fascinating contrast in styles. But if this kid van Gerwen gets in the groove, it could be for a treat, though.
Yeah, it's young against the youngster, isn't it, Dave? You're dead right. Left hand against right hand. 19-year-old, the right-hander from Holland. There you have it. Actually, will be 20 on April the 25th next year. That's the same birthday as Eric Bristow. He's got that same Bristow boldness about him as well, but he's got a long way to go to match Bristow's brilliant record, of course. Who's to say Michael van Gerwen won't in due course? But this man, the left-hander from Pennsylvania, USA, a proven competitor, and always a hard man to beat. But for Gerwen, I think, Dave, very beatable.
Well, it's a difficult one to call. Just looking at Van Gerwen, he seems to have put on a few ounces since we last saw him. Since he first came over to the PDC, when he had much meat on him, it was a hummingbird. But this is Darin Young, and he's a pretty muscular character. He's the kind of bloke you used to see playing those old amicable barmen and old American westerns, isn't he?
He is from Pennsylvania, when all said and done, Whitehaven, they tell me. But this young man from Boxtel in the Netherlands, there's his best pal, Jelle Klassen, former world champion himself. That's certainly a title that Michael van Gerwen would like to be able to hold at one day, and sooner rather than later.
Yes, and you were drawing a comparison with Eric Christoph. They shared the same birthday, as you rightly pointed out. A breathtaking piece of research. And of course, it was Eric who emerged at the same age as an 18-year-old, and I remember I was there at the time, and he was precocious, as indeed he was right throughout his career. If Van Gerwen could emulate the great Eric Christoph, then he would have quite a career, and he'd end up with a lot of money too.
Yep. 45. Well, the way the modern game is, certainly there's no danger. This man's looking very solid in more ways than one. He's looking pretty dependable at the moment. A good leg this from Darin Young. 46-year-old, seasoned 34. Campaigner. Probably doesn't benefit playing all his competitive darts in the States. I know our lads go over there from time to time, and probably more than ever, but doesn't get the regular sort of level of competition that players here and in Holland get.
Well, that wasn't a particularly good effort at all. Went for 7 to leave double top.
Yes, it's rather criminal that, because if he'd gone the other way, 7 and gone next door the other way, it wouldn't have mattered. He'd have wanted double 14.
Doesn't matter anyway.
It doesn't matter anyway. You're dead right. So why did you mention it then?
Second leg, final to Rofax. 100.
First leg then with throw to Darin Young. Ton start for the youngster Van Gerwen. World master at the age of 17, Dave. Incredible, really. 2006 World Master.
Yeah.
And then, like World Masters have before, immediately switched to the PDC. Robert Thornton's one, of course. So too Mark Dudbridge.
60.
And still to come. Well, that is a match to have you drooling, is it not? Phil Taylor against Steve Grubbett has all the magic ingredient of the third round of the FA Cup as well, John, isn't it?
125.
Yeah, with Taylor representing one of the mighty ones, and Grubb, well, if he doesn't mind me saying, Bath City. That's where he's from, that part of Somerset, not far from Bath, he tells me.
Well, Bath have had their moments too over the years.
Oh yes, the great Tony Book played for Bath City.
Then his career went completely downhill going to Manchester City.
Great captain, and a great friend of mine actually, and may well be watching this.
Well, I know he'll forgive me for my wicked jives.
Yeah.
So now, Young with a chance here. If he gets the treble, he has the treble, but it's the wrong one. Just wonder if the pace that Young plays at will unsettle Van Gerwen. He's been around long enough at the top level, Van Gerwen, not to be concerned about playing a man who plays at his own briskness, but it might just be a factor.
74.
Well, paid off. 86. Again, Van Gerwen left him on 36, but another 18 will leave the bull. Bullseye beckons for a 2-0 lead.
61.
Well, that's how close it was. Covered it almost.
36.
There's Paul Lawson, one of the Danish competitors. Got such an international field here. And Van Gerwen took his time to hit the double.